Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. So Michael discovered House of Cards last night, and I think I've lost him. He was so excited. He was like, "How did I not know this existed?" I was like, "I don't know." So he started all the way at the beginning last night and was watching, and he's just in awe of the show. You know, he loves politics, he loves Kevin Spacey, so he's very excited. And I'm excited for him because there's really nothing outside of golf that Michael watches that he's excited about at all. So to have him excited about something on TV, not that it really matters, but I'm happy for him because it always feels good to find a show that you connect to. It's kind of how I felt when I saw Sex and the City for the first time. Obsessed. I was obsessed. I have a girlfriend who was in a relationship for 10 years with a man. 10 years. He manipulated her and emotionally abused her for 10 years. And as I was talking to Michael about it, she is now free from him and, you know, in her almost 40, she had to move back in with her parents. And he was like, "Make me understand how that happens." And I thought, you know, there are a lot of people who see people in marriages or relationships with abusive, controlling people, and they don't understand why they don't just leave. Just leave. If it were that simple for people to just leave, wouldn't they just leave? So I thought I would explain to him a little bit about what she went through. When they started dating, he was older, she was younger. And he was charming, said all the right things, won over her friends, even her family. And immediately, finances were his thing. He presented himself as very financially stable, financially knowledgeable, always made her feel like she didn't have to worry about any of like the financial information or management of money, almost presented it in a way that she felt safe and secure with him. What he was doing was laying the groundwork to essentially financially strip her of any control over her own life. Convinced her to cancel all her credit cards in her name. Transfer, you know, merge their bank accounts, all of these small things one at a time that almost seemed very romantic when they were dating. She didn't have anybody to look for red flags because he wasn't really presenting any in the beginning. They dated for a couple of years, and when they got married, he changed almost immediately. He required her to explain every penny she spent. And at first, she was like, "Why are you doing this?" And he was like, "Why are you questioning me? I'm in charge of the finances. I've taken care of everything for you. How dare you? You're my wife." And he started like screwing with her mind. He would do things like, she had a job when they met, when they dated, and when they first got married. He wanted her to quit her job. She didn't want to quit her job. He kept saying, "What do you need to work for? I can take care of you." She was like, "I work because I want to work. I like my job." He started messing with her job. He would drive her car around at night and drain it of gas, so she would go to get in the car and there'd be no gas in the car. Or leave the lights on so the battery would die. He would shut off her alarm clock. This is real. This is a real thing. He would shut off her alarm clock. He would call her work incessantly for things, interrupting her day, show up at work unannounced. Finally, she had to quit her job because she realized he was not going to let up. And she felt embarrassed to tell anybody what was going on. So he controlled every penny. He took her documents, her birth certificate, their marriage certificate. Eventually they had a child, couple, and he took their birth certificates, their social security cards. He kept everything. She didn't have copies of anything. He kept everything. He ruined her credit. He ruined her credit. She started to feel like she was living in an alternate universe. He started to make her think she was crazy. When she would try to sleep, he would wake her up and talk and sometimes play music loudly, threaten to wake up the kids. Like she started to almost like go crazy from him. And this went on for years. But if you looked at them, you would never know. Why do I tell you this? Because I want you to understand that sometimes telling somebody to just leave is not that simple. What can you do if you are in the situation? I asked her, lady, what can other women do? She said, never, ever, ever give up complete financial control. The number one reason women stay in relationships that they don't want to be in is financial insecurity. They feel like they have nowhere to go, they have no job, or they have no money, they have no savings, they have no access to anything, no nothing. Never, ever, ever give up complete financial control. If you are afraid to speak up, that is a red flag. She said, I was always afraid to make my case, why I should have my own credit card, why I should get my own checkbook. I was afraid. That is a red flag. If you are scared to speak to your partner, if you are scared to ask for the things you want, that is a red flag. If he or she is not willing to help you establish your own roots and be an equal contributor or some contributor, if they want complete control, and I use control very specifically, that is different than just a loving, healthy marriage where the man handles the finances. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about control. When you have to turn in receipts for every single thing you spend, and if there is something missing, he freaks out. I mean, it got to the point where my girlfriend was buying her kids clothes and giving him the receipts and getting gift receipts so she could return the stuff and get money for herself eventually when she was ready to get out. She said, make sure you always have one credit card in your name for emergencies, even if he doesn't know about it. One credit card in your name for emergencies. And she said, always, always, always keep copies of your own legal documents. If he takes them, get somebody to request copies for you. Birth certificates, social security cards, especially things for your kids, because people will destroy your credit or your children's credit. Financial control is very real. People who are in relationships where they are being controlled, especially by finances, are 7 times more likely to come back and forth before they leave. So, she said, she watches Coffee Talk every day, so she's watching this morning. She said, tell anybody in my situation, get one credit card in your name. If you don't know your social security card, there are credit card companies who will help you if you tell them what's going on. They will help you track down your information. I said to her, doesn't everybody have their social security card number memorized? She said, don't ever assume anything about anybody. You don't know what God has asked them to walk through. So don't ever make any assumptions. I thought, okay, you've humbled me. Good point. I will not. If you are in the situation now, if you are being controlled financially, you are not alone. There are thousands of people in your situation right now. You can take small steps to start to build a bridge to some sort of freedom. Get your legal documents. Get one credit card, one, in your name for emergencies. Go to a bank alone, a bank your significant other does not bank at. Tell the banker what is going on. Tell them you need to open something, and you go, Jamie, I have no money. All you need is $50. $50. If it takes you 3 months to save it, $50, and you can open something that will establish something. Talk to your parents. Don't be embarrassed. Do not let embarrassment keep you in an emotionally controlled environment. I am a mother. I am here to tell you. If my child came to me and told me he or she was being controlled or manipulated or kept in a manner that they felt scared or against their free will, I would set the world on fire to get them out. Don't be afraid to talk to your parents. Don't be embarrassed. Don't wait 10 years. I love you so much today. Have a great day.